This is Talk. Suspects have taken refuge in the area and are refusing to cooperate. Move in, remember your ROE, and secure the area.
Freeze! Put your fucking hands in the sky, you bastard! Nah, just kidding. Anyways, so it's been a while since I've done some Ready or Not. I guess you could say since the buzz has died down around the console release and the censorship, you don't really hear much about it anymore. And I don't know, personally I think that's a good thing. I feel like that whole censorship thing was a little overblown, but this is one of my S tier runs that I got on Twisted Nerve, chopped up a little bit just to save time. So what I'll do is notate some stuff on the screen, maybe try to help you get S tier on your runs while also talking about the censorship that happened on this level. So get ready, grab a chair, doesn't matter which one because they're already broken, and welcome to the mosh pit. Hope you stay a while. So Twisted Nerve, not one of my favorite levels, but not a terribly hard one either. It is fairly large, so it takes a little while to get through it. But I'm gonna do a quick little TLDR run through for you before I start talking about the censorship and boring your ears off. So what you want to do is you take that left path up through the chain link fences and you come straight to the tunnels. As you saw, first thing I do once I get to that garage is toss gas down into the tunnel. There's a cutout right to your immediate right when you get in there, and another one to the left. So watch both of those. Continue straight towards the light. I've seen as many as 2 or 3 people down there, so be careful. Clear out the tunnels, and then you go past the first house to the second house. So once you get to the second house, you're going to want to be careful because there are lots of holes in the walls. I mean, it's a crackhead house, so be prepared for crackhead things. I mean, if you've ever lived in LA County, I know you know what I'm talking about. So, anyways, get past all this, make entry into the house. Once you get into the house, there is lab to your right, and that is one of the objectives you're going to want to secure. And I don't know, it could be the way that I went about it, or it could be that there are multiple objectives that you have to secure, I guess you could say. So like this table to the right, behind the shades is one, and then that table is one. And there was once where there was that table to the left, I also had to secure that. So I don't know if maybe it changes per run, but be aware of those locations. Once you make entry into the rest of the house, there are a few more things that you will need to secure or report as evidence. Upstairs, right before you go into the attic, you have a lab. Lab here downstairs by the front door to the left. If it's not this house, it's the next house. So be aware of those locations, but one of them by the front door has a lab in that left room. After that, make entry into the rest of the house, reach and clear all the rooms, secure all the criminals, all the evidence, go into the attic, make sure there's nobody up there. Go to the next house. There's some more labs that you have to secure. Make sure you get all the criminals, all the evidence. And there is also a room full of money. And I already know what you're thinking. No, you can't take a couple $100,000 off the top. Put it in lockup. I see you. Put it in lockup. And this goes without saying, but I mean, secure all the evidence as you go, because you do not want to have to go back afterwards and try and find it. Also, use the accessibility setting that makes it easier to find the weapons. I'll talk about it more at the end of the video. If I missed anything, I will notate it or something post recording this audio. Trust me, I will let you guys know whatever it is you need to do if I missed anything. But actually, that is a good segue into the next topic I had intended on discussing, which was the censorship aspect. As a whole, I think most of the stuff surrounding children was a benefit in terms of the censorship, at least from my point of view. Like I said, I know they're not showing stuff, but what they were showing was enough to make me feel uncomfortable. And I don't know, you can call me a bitch all you want, but I'd just rather not see that shit, you know? Here in Twisted Nerve is the perfect example of where I disagree with the censorship. This one, I there's a part that I blurred out, and it's just because I didn't want anything to be misconstrued or taken out of context. But it's not like you see anything anyways. I was just being a little extra careful. As you're gonna see though, there's gonna be a point where we get upstairs and we get into this room, and there is a child. I can't say the age, doesn't say, but this child is twitching, convulsing. There's blood coming out of the mouth. It's a really gnarly scene when you put it into the context of a SWAT officer who might actually encounter this type of situation. I know that if I was in the shoes of this individual that I'm piloting, I would be quite disturbed, and it would change me forever, honestly. And I know we kind of take things for granted because it's a video game and it's not real, but that kind of stuff does happen in real life. And I don't, how do I say this? Even though they censored it, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, I don't agree with it either. I don't think the image depicted is bad enough visually that it called for the complete removal of it. And to be completely honest with you, I remember, and I'm saying this because it actually stuck with me, but I remember the first time I played this level, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years ago, whenever I played it, I walked into the room and I actually sat there for a minute or two, just kind of trying to process what I had just seen. I'm not used to those kind of games. I'm not used to those kind of images. So to actually see it firsthand, honestly, it was a little disturbing. And like, yeah, of course I got over it because it's a video game. It's not real. But like I said, that kind of stuff does happen in real life. So it threw me through a loop. But I say that to say I think the impact that it had made me want to go get these bad guys more, if you know what I mean. I don't know if you do, but it definitely, like, after going through that room, besides wanting to go scorched earth, I really wanted to arrest all of these individuals and make sure that they paid the time for the crime. And I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who felt that way, but I know now, after the censorship, I have gone back and played through this level myself alone, and I have played through it with a buddy of mine. Each one of those times that I've gone into that room and walked in to see the little girl just sleeping instead of being in pain and in a situation that this poor individual should have never been in, I don't know, it just didn't hit, dude. Like, call me sick, call me demented, but I don't know, it didn't feel like anything bad happened. So like, the urgency to get this child out just wasn't there. I don't know. Maybe that says more about my psyche than it does anything else, but just telling you how it is, it was definitely more impactful to go into that room and see this child distressed rather than sleeping. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a video game, and I could care less about the censorship either way. It hasn't stopped me from playing the game, and it's not going to stop me from playing the game. It's a really good game, and there are few to none like it right now. And so if you want that kind of thrill, if you want that intensity, like if you want this, that's just kind of the territory that comes with it. Because if you are not able to depict that raw, I don't know, that raw imagery, then the impact just won't be there. And it'll be just another first-person shooter, in my opinion. That's enough of my incoherent ramblings for the night, though. It's getting late, and I promised you I'd talk about the weapon accessibility settings. And so here we are. So, weapon accessibility settings. What do I mean? If you go into the options at the very end under accessibility, there is essentially a weapon highlight that will highlight the weapons after the criminals have dropped them, which is essentially just cheating, and it makes it so easy for you to find them. But I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Am I an idiot? Probably, but let me know. Maybe something I said was right, but you know the drill. If you stayed this long, I appreciate you, and you're a real one. If you're still here and you haven't already, drop a like, leave a sub, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.